banner displays? Question. Side note. First, Mr. Gibson, I would like to thank you and give you an enormous praise regarding your previous book, Hating America, the New World Sport. I've been able to glean a good deal of informative material from your book, and also the documentary bearing the same title, which aired on Fox News. Both were insightful and alarming, powerful packages of information regarding your new book on Christmas. My question to you is, how would you like for someone to take your prominent name, John Gibson, and conspicuously display it on some whorehouse or any establishment of ill repute? Would this please you in any way? I tell you the truth. Traveling around the world, I have seen some of the most deplorable, heart-wrenching scenes you could imagine. A friend of mine told of an experience he had in the Philippines. Some of the locals took him to a house of prostitution. No, this wasn't some bunny ranch in Nevada with glitz and glamour associated with it. No, this was, as he described it, a hellhole, a godless infestation of putrefied pimps, and a whole host of the ill repute. These heartless people preyed on little girls, abusing and using them as mere meal tickets, while the little girls themselves suffered and starved. Little girls, some barely teenagers, had their legs chained to bedposts. This whorehouse was wickedly established as a factory, changing little girls into whores, forcing them to fulfill a quota of sexual acts with men. These very young grade school girls were forced to be absent from school during the day, fulfilling nightly quotas and suffering from countless sexual assaults by evil, sinful men. Now, Mr. Gibson, I already know the answer. You would not be happy, nor would anyone else. No one in their right mind would allow their good name to be placed on something which represents the opposite of who they are. That would be an outrageous deception. Jesus said, verse 5, "For many will come in my name, claiming I am the Christ, and will deceive many." Matthew chapter 24, verse 5, New International Version. That's right. They'll say, this so-called reverend represents Christ, or this cathedral represents Christ, or this special holiday, December 25th. They will deceive many, and so they have. Age of 42 author. We live in a confused world, a world whose thinking is upside down. The wrong way created man thinks is directly opposite of how the Creator God thinks. The Creator says, verse 8, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." Verse 9, "As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8 to 9, New International Version. Now, this should be plain. To think like God, we must first have his thoughts. And to know what his thoughts are, we must read his word. To be benefited with the blessings from obedience which his word brings, we must actually do what he says. In doing what the Creator says, actually following the ways of God, we all shamefully fall short. Yes, some of us fall farther than others. The greater the acts of sin, the greater the fall from grace. This understanding of judgment is based on knowledge. What did you know when you committed that sin? And how much did you know will be the basis of punishment for all mankind. Verse 47, That servant who knows his master's will and does not get ready or does not do what his master wants will be beaten with many blows. Other versions read, beaten with many stripes. Luke chapter 12, verse 47, King James Version. Verse 48, but the one who does not know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. For everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. Luke chapter 12, verse 47 to 48, New International Version. Some of the ways of God we personally feel are worthy to keep, deeds to fulfill, or commandments to obey. Other ways we know are right deep within our conscience conflict with what we really want to do. So we compromise away what is right and invite in the wrong, all the while fooling ourselves we're children of God, when actually we've just swapped parents. Deceived, we've decided for ourselves it's better and easier to live with evil but permissive parents than a righteous but unpermissive one. Moreover, other ways of the Creator we reject altogether, perhaps feeling the Almighty is not so mighty. We naively think the eternal is out of step with our New Age thinking, out of touch with our softer, more sensitive side of society we live in today. Perhaps our touchy-feely society pities the eternal in some way, feeling sorry. They may pray for him. God bless him. He means well, but he just can't seem to understand our modern world. Our New Age anti-God feelings are in vogue. We've moved on to a more enlightened ways of thinking. Let us now ponder a sentimental nonsense statement of beliefs from those who claim to be wise, yet are fools. Intellectual progressive thinkers feel the illumination and power from the global cosmos has opened their mind to tolerate any and everything, no matter what's right or wrong with it. As a matter of fact, there is no right or wrong. There is only opinion. Biblical principles, such as right and wrong, fall on deaf ears. The profound title of Tammy Bruce's book, The Death of Right and Wrong, highlights this priceless loss. A biblical reference backs up this understanding. Verse 15, truth is nowhere to be found, and whoever shuns evil becomes a prey. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 15, New International Version.